Historically, Scream has always maintained an opening scene kill. All the way from its inception to Scream 4, that first 10 minutes or so, some character meets their end, and that sets the tone for the rest of the film. Starting with Scream 1, you had a big name such as Drew Barrymore, somebody that was iconic, that was extremely popular at the time, that audience would see, and they would assume that that is the main character, and then when you kill her off, it shows that there's no holds bar. Like, anybody can go in this film, and it really sets the tone the rest of the way. Scream 2, they repeated the process with Jada Pinkett Smith and Omar, and they really had big name actor and actress that people recognized and knew, and again, killed them off, setting the tone for the rest of the film. In Scream 3, they decided to change it up a bit, but still maintain that opening shock factor with a reoccurring character such as Cotton Weary, a big iconic character in the Scream franchise that they ended up killing off, that really just, again, wow, like, is anybody safe? Is Sydney gonna die? Is Dewey gonna die? And it really set the tone. Scream 4 kind of went in a completely different direction, went to left field. I personally wasn't a fan of the film in the film. I thought it was just kind of a plug to plug in a bunch of different names into the opening sequence, and it sort of fell flat to me. But I'd love to hear your opinion. Did you like the opening scene in Scream 4? Let me know down in the comments below. So this video, I wanted to discuss the possibility of different variations of the opening scene in Scream 5. Specifically, whether or not they will even have an opening scene kill. But before we get started, be sure to like this video because it helps me out a lot, lets me know that you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. And if you're not, subscribe to the channel, followed by the bell notification so you never miss an upload, and let's get into it. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What? No Scream opening scene kill? You even said it was the standard. Yes, it was the standard with Wes in those adaptations. Scream 5, they want to go a different direction. You know, they want to be creative, yet maintaining the sort of standard that was Scream, but the overall groundwork of the film, not specific principles or ideas. So much like Scream 4 went in a completely different direction and doing the, kill and a kill and a kill in a movie, sort of Inception. And yes, they did have an opening scene kill. It wasn't impactful because, as I said it with the first three, it was either a big known actress or actor, or it was a significant character that the audience and fans of the film saw and knew, like, this is it, this is the end. And it really hits home, it really sets the tone, and as an audience, you're like, oh, come on. It gives us different motions, different feelings. Well, Scream 4, it didn't have that, because we didn't even know who these characters were. They were insignificant, they had no meaning. Now, if it comes to Scream 5, there has to be significance, there has to be meaning, otherwise it falls flat. So the only way you can really add meaning is to have a Dewey or Sydney or Gail be killed in the opening scene. Or yes, you could have Martha Meeks, but the problem with that is if Martha dies, she's not a big enough commodity or known character to where it would be extremely impactful. There's no ties to her really outside of Scream 3 for, a little 5-minute segment where she shows a DVD or a VHS at the time. So outside of that, there's no real impact. There's nothing that would make us go, oh my God. I mean, Judy Hicks, but with all the rumors of her being a killer and whether she is or not, maybe she is the opening scene kill. Again, it's not that major impact. Yes, a lot of people are fans of Judy. A lot of people recognize her. If she was the opening scene, yes, it would be semi-impactful, but not to the gravitas that the originals maintained. And they said they want this to go back to the original. So again, either you kill somebody significant, Dewey, which is very common. A lot of people think he will be the opening scene kill. If that's the case, then great. Makes sense. You get what you want. You get the shock value. It shows no holds bar. Anything can happen. But if you're not going that route, you're almost better off not having an opening scene kill and just having something impactful in another way. I made a video on like an opening reveal, or reintroducing a character that we didn't know, a Kirby or a Stu, somebody that adds shock value, and you still maintain that original aspect, yet you still, it's something that is different and creative. It's not the same old, same old. Or even like Selena Gomez. Selena was rumored countless times, and it's a big name, big commodity. It would fit the Drew Barrymore sort of standard that it would be in modern times, and in this era, in this genre, and this new audience that they're trying to build. So you have to go one direction or the other. I think it would be very likely to not have an opening scene kill, and like I said, have something else be impactful. Whatever that is, I'm not the creators of Scream, that's for them to figure out. But again, ideas that I've suggested, such as introduction to a major star or something like that, or even just a cameo, an impact character. Maybe they will go that route. Maybe, like a Selena Gomez or somebody else that we've not even thought of. Somebody that's huge, significant, like a Justin Bieber. Could you imagine seeing Justin Bieber in the opening scene and you're like, oh, here we go. It's somebody, my point is, it's somebody that's a huge known name that really sets the tone. You're just like, okay. But even with that, we would know right off the jump that, okay, he has no significant meaning in this film. It would almost be better at this point, with Scream 5 being the 5th installment, to go a different direction, to where we assume as an audience, wow, this character is going to die, and they don't. Maybe they are attacked by Ghostface, but they get away, or, whatever. Have some epic scene without the actual kill. It's very possible, very doable, and would, again, be something fresh, be something new, because whoever we see in that first 10 minutes, immediately we're all going to go, oh, well, they're gone. So if it is Dewey, if it is Sydney, if it is whoever, we immediately know they're only going to be in this film for 10 minutes or so, and that's it. Where if you have the audience already thinking one way, and it's sort of a smokescreen for something else, that is very West-like. I mean, that was the whole point of the original Scream, was to introduce somebody like Drew Barrymore playing a Casey Becker, and you're like, oh, so this is who the main is, and then boom, you kill them off. And that became the pattern. Well, why not recreate that in a different aspect? The audience is already prepared, already expecting one thing, switch it up, change it to another. It's just a thought that I had that I believe makes a lot of sense. Now, whether they do it or not, that's yet to be seen. We'll find out in January. I just think, again, execution is key. If it's done correctly, then it can absolutely hit home and have that same impact as the original Scream. If it's not, and it's just some silly moment that you're just whatever, it becomes the problem that people had with Scream 4. The biggest complaint with Scream 4 in the beginning, like you'd have to go back and look at all of the reviews and stuff, was that opening scene. A lot of people thought it was just nonsense and it was non-impactful. It was pointless, because it really was. It was pointless. Whether it has nothing to do with the overall film. Whether you enjoyed Scream 4 or not, that's your opinion. That's great. But you can't argue that the first 10 minutes or so was completely redundant. Like, they could have removed that completely and it would have been just as good, if not better, of a film. Because there was no impact characters, there was no tone setting, there was nothing. It was just random people that none of the audience cared for or knew. Like, none of us had any idea who any of these people were. And then you kill them off, and it was like, okay, moving on. And that's basically what happened. And that was the biggest flaw with Scream 4. I don't want to see that with Scream 5. These new characters, these new cast, we don't know from a character standpoint. So there's no connection. There's no reason for us to, if one of them gets killed, okay, like, cool. it doesn't have any impact. It doesn't set the tone for the rest of the film. So I think you either have a major impact character, or you just scrap the opening scene kill altogether and do something else. But as always, this is a discussion and I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you haven't yet, like the video. It helps me out a lot. Lets me know that you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. And if you're not already, subscribe to the channel, followed by the bell notification so you never miss an upload. See you all in the next one. Thank you.